guys, it's Miharu, and this review has been a long time coming. Not sure why it took me so long, but it's here now. And it seems fitting, seeing as both the 1-year anniversary of the Reignited trilogy, as well as the 20th anniversary of the original Spyro 2, have just recently passed. As I've said before, many people hold Spyro 2 in very high regard, it being their favorite of the trilogy. So how does the Reignited version fare? Let's find out. Starting with the story, it's the same. Spyro wants a vacation, ends up in Avalar where he meets Elora, Hunter, and the Professor, and agrees to help them defeat Ripto. Aside from the subtle personality changes for a few characters, there aren't any drastic changes that impact the story. It's simple, straightforward, just as it always was. But with Spyro, it's all about the gameplay. Your abilities remain the same for the most part. Jump, glide, hover, charge, flame, swim, climb, head bash, spit, and even the roll, which is kept across all 3 games in Reignited. Power-up gate abilities include Super Flame, Super Charge, Invincibility, Super Bounce, and the one-offs, Super Freeze, and this green one which I've named Acid Shot. But let's talk more about those power-ups, shall we? In the old games, getting Super Flame would turn Spyro red and later orange, Super Freeze would turn him blue, etc. Reignited went the extra mile by giving him beautifully detailed alternate skins depending on which power-up is active. My personal favorite is Invincibility, as he appears to be made out of magma. Spyro 2 was, of course, the first in the series to implement purchasable abilities and backtracking, as well as mini-games and side missions to earn the main collectible, in this case orbs. The latter was a lot more well-received, but both are made easier in this version of the game. As with the entire Reignited trilogy, you now have the option to warp directly to each level via the guidebook, which saves time on backtracking, and NPCs now have orb icons above their heads indicating which ones have challenges to give you. And speaking of challenges, Reignited once again makes it a gamble. Will the difficult ones be easier? Will the simple ones be harder? It all depends on the player's experience. My personal issues included the ice physics feeling incredibly sluggish and the flying controls, which I already had a problem with in the first game. Camera control and related issues play a larger part in the next games, so I won't get into that here. Going over voice acting real quick, we of course have Tom Kenny reprising his role as Spyro and the Professor, and Greg Berger as Ripto. Elora, Hunter, and Moneybags were recast, and while the portrayals may have differed, they were still good in their own way. In fact, in Moneybags' case, he really didn't change at all. Still the same greedy old bear we love to hate.
Well, well. I bet a rich dragon like you wouldn't mind cashing in a few gems to learn how to climb. I'd be willing to teach you for, say, I don't know, a small fee.
You shit-kicking, stinky horse-smelling mother...
I suppose this would be a good time to bring up censorship as well. Nothing too major, of course, just some slight alterations to cutscenes like the outro to Hurricos and dialogue such as this.
I bet you spent all your money on those flirtatious fawns in Fracture Hills. You always were a sucker for a pretty face.
I bet you spent all your money on fanciful frivolities over in Fracture Hills. You always were a spendthrift, Spyro.
They even took out the lesbian fawns in Dragon Shores, though I can't say for sure what the original intention even was. The music continues to be pretty faithful renditions of the original tracks, and some sound even better and more accurately capture the level's atmosphere, like Hurricos for example, which is my personal favorite recreated track of the trilogy. The iconic electronic noises that Spyro 2 is known for aren't as prominent, but I feel that gives a chance for other instruments to shine. I'll leave a playlist link down below if you want to give it a listen. And that's pretty much it for my thoughts on the second installment. If you're looking for more detail on character differences, then you can check out my analysis videos on Elora, Hunter, and Ripto, as I had a lot more to say about them that I couldn't fit in here. But that's gonna do it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and please feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Special thanks to Hysteric Animations for editing this video, and don't forget to check out his new album, Just Experimenting, available now wherever you get your music. As always, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on all my social medias, and I will see you next time. Until then, this is Miharu, signing off.